Hello again. Really quick, I wanted to go over the differences between using a out-of-the-box solution, a very powerful one, and an actual trained solution, and the differences. So if you looked at my last video, I did a basic demo or tutorial on how to upload documents for analysis using IBM's Watson Discovery tool, and I still have that project running, as you can see in my resources that I go through that. So here's the collection that we clicked on, and I just wanted to run a comparison between an application that I've been working on. Also in a previous video I showed you the DocNovus. There you drag and drop files and you hit upload complete, then you get the analysis, and it generates a file for a basically like a Q&A service, a closed domain question and answering service. A lot of these options are available on various cloud providers such as Microsoft. I know they have a really good one, but I just wanted to run through just different NLP techniques, the differences between document analysis and actual natural language processing for gaining insights from data or the documents that you load in. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go into the search functionality, and what I did basically was I built this this application that actually is a Q&A NLP Q&A model, and so we're going to be using the previously uploaded documents, as you could the PDFs that you could see here. It's a state fragility towards multidimensional empiric topology, protests and their others, as well as predicting social tipping points. So these are all the PDFs that I loaded in both and ran through the analysis, and then applied the analysis to the model in DocNovus Q&A side. So I have just a list of questions from each of the different, it's 3 questions from each of the different PDFs. So we're going to run through. So first we'll run through in IBM Watson, and it's who may be destabilized by negative spillover effects. So if you run that, it pulls down the state, and it does like keyword highlighting. So if you notice, you see all the heat. So if you run it on the actual Q&A trained system, tries to give you a specific answer to that question, and that's how those are designed. And this is built around the SQUAD model, the Stanford question and answer data model. So here it returns neighbors who may be destabilized by negative spillover effects, and then it gives you the actual document that it came from, and then the paragraph that it found it in. So if you look at a regional level, neighbors may be destabilized by negative spillover effects. And then if you go back to Watson, just untrained, so it pulls out various paragraphs or sentences to kind of meet that search criteria, but it doesn't necessarily give you the answer like you see here. And I have an option where you could just keep appending the results. So we're going to go through a couple more questions. So that was from predicting the social tipping points. So we'll look at the political terror scale. PTS is based on what? So we'll run that one, and it goes in, like I said, it just does a bunch of keyword highlighting and tries to extract credible or viable or relevant text from the corpus of those documents that it was pulled in. Now let's go through the DocNovus trained Q&A system. So just run that, and it says the political terror scale is based on what? The yearly country reports of Amnesty International and the state U.S. Department country reports on human rights practices. So it got it from the state fragility PDF right here. So here's the political terror scale is based on yearly reports of so it actually gave you the answer instead of just relevant text fields. So we can continue on with this one, and all of these are actually in there. We'll go back and pull them up in a minute, but then I'll show you. So we'll just run who had protective anger in her voice. It says there was protective anger in her voice, and her eyes were wandering, showed sort of trepidation. All right. So those are the text snippets where that came from, but that really doesn't tell you who. It doesn't answer the question who had protect anger in their voice. So we'll go back and run it through the DocNovus system. And once again, DocNovus is an application that I built and used a natural language training model on. So it says the Black Panther. And here's the paragraph that it came from. The Black Panther moved uncomfortably in her chair. So right then it goes a couple layers back to find the actual answer of who. So you can see this is definitely more relevant when it comes to, if you're looking for specific answers for your, if you're looking for quantifiable answer from the documents that you upload and that you run through the analysis tool. So Watson gave back certain passages from the text corpus, but it didn't necessarily give you an answer. Now, granted, Watson is very, very powerful, and this is untrained. I just wanted to go ahead and stipulate that. But it's pretty good for out of the box. It's really good for out of the box document analysis, but it doesn't actually allow you to extract the answers that you need from that. So we'll go ahead and use a couple more right quick just to show. We'll just do 3 more from each of the ones that I know are in each of the PDFs that we uploaded or that we analyzed. So what is the most important model of social organization? So it pulled the passage back, and you can kind of get the answer from here. Nevertheless, the state remains still the most important model of social organization. So there, it's there, but you kind of have to do some reading around that. And if you're just, once again, like I said, if you're just looking for a straightforward answer, a trained model is significantly higher quality to serve that purpose or that need. See, what is the most important model? And it's just the answer specifically, the state. So once again, you can see that there's a significant difference between, what it is you're actually looking for versus what that model application may return. So we'll do what does not introduce completely new aspects alien to earlier considerations. And that is from the State Fragility PDF. It says, yet these debates have not introduced completely new aspects alien to earlier considerations. So we'll go ahead and run that through our model. And once again, both of these are based off of the exact three same documentation. What has not introduced completely new aspects? Once again, the specific answer is the debate or the debates. Let's go find that in the text. Where does this say? Yet these debates have not introduced. Okay, so it's actually, there it is. It's correct again, giving you a specific answer. And that's from the State Fragility PDF. So one last one we'll run to try to kind of give it a broad sense. Who in the same movement get to kill one another? So we'll run that, and so it gives you the passage that it appears in. Who in the same militants in the same movement. So actually, the answer that you're probably looking for is militants. So let's go back and look at this one. And in DocNovus, once I said it's using a trained model, so it's definitely more time put into it. But who in the same movement get to kill one another? Militants. Here it is, and that is how militants in the same movement get to kill one another. So there you have it. That's just a quick little breakdown on the variations or differences between a really good out-of-the-box document analysis versus document analysis combined or piped into a trained Q&A model. And the differences are stark. Once again, if you're just looking for a specific answer to a question, I would definitely look into training a Q&A model. Like I said, it's available on Watson. There's a really good one of Microsoft Azure. This is just my personal solution that I built and wrapped it up, combined with the Q&A document processing application that I showed you earlier. But there you have it. Trained versus untrained NLP document analysis and questioning and answering of the documents to get relative information from them. Hope you enjoyed it.